Once upon a time, there was a band of bloodthirsty cutthroat pirates who buried their treasure, their pirate booty, in the back of an old shoemaker's garden. He being deaf, it wouldn't matter how much noise they made when they went every night to dig up their treasure and take withdrawals from the chest and sing their pirate songs and have all their rejoicings and everything else. So he couldn't hear a thing. Well, that was the theory. He wasn't completely deaf, and he did hear enough, not enough to wake him up, but enough that he couldn't really get a good night's sleep, and so he was always exhausted, and him being old, it made it harder and harder for him to work. And so he was getting less and less business, and soon he was down to just about nothing. Only enough money to buy one last bit of leather to make one last pair of shoes, and he's saying to his wife, well, that's it. When we're done with this, that's it. We're going to have to just sell the house and starve to death or move to Florida or something. But the pirates listening to this thought, oh no, this is a bit of a problem because somebody else buys the house and maybe they can hear us at night and they call the police and that's the end of our treasure. And it is kind of our fault that he's starving to death too. So maybe we should do something about it. So they waited, and the old man, he got that leather for the shoes, but he was too tired to do anything with it. He said, oh, I'll finish them tomorrow, and off he went to bed. So as soon as they were certain that he was abed, the pirates came and they smashed open one of the windows and came in. I don't know why they didn't just go in the door, because it wasn't locked. But them being pirates, of course, they had to smash through the window. And they gathered around and said, well, what shall we make with this? And they argued about boots and clogs and bit, and finally they decided a pair of dancing slippers. That's what we'll make. So they cut it out and they started to sew, and it's not as silly as it sounds, because being pirates they were having to sew all the time, sew the sailors and mend the other things on the ship, and finally they got a pair of not too ugly dancing slippers. And away they went, and the next morning the old man, he comes and looks and well, I don't know about these, but I don't know, not sure who made them, but they look all right, I'll put them for sale and see what happens. And it wasn't too long after that, there's a rich man and his wife come walking around, and they're looking in at the smashed window, and they said, oh, look at that ugly pair of slippers, who's going to buy that? Well, the pirate captain happened to be hanging around right then, and he walked up on it and said, I think they're beautiful slippers, don't you? Take another look. Because he's poking his pistol in the back of the man's back. He said, oh, yes, oh, I meant to say, good, I've never seen slippers like that, wonderful. I think you should go and buy them. Oh, yes, dear, they look so good on you. We're going dancing. So we went in to the old man and said, I'll buy those slippers. How much are they? I don't know, said the old man. What will you give me? Oh, I'll give you 1 gold piece. And the pirate captain said, oh, yes, I mean 5 gold pieces for slippers like that. Here you go. And off they went then, and the old man was ecstatic. He never sold anything for 5 gold pieces. And so he was able to go out and buy lots more leather and lay out some shoes, and they celebrated a bit, so he was a bit too tired to actually cut off the leather and make the shoes that night. He said, oh, do it in the morning, and off he went to bed. And as soon as he and his wife were sleeping, in came the pirate, smashing in through another window. They couldn't use the one they'd smashed the night before. He said, oh, what are we going to make today? Well, I don't know, I think some more slippers. No, I think little baby booties, oh, pirate booties will do it. I think hiking boots, and well, they set to work, and there's enough. They were able to make the slippers and make the booties and make the hiking boots, and then they waited outside the next day for whoever was coming by to suggest to go and buy them, and urging them along a wee bit, which is how a dear, sweet little 6-year-old girl ended up with great big wading boots, and there's an 80-year-old woman went off with the dancing slippers, and a confirmed old bachelor snapped up those little baby booties to take home with him. And the old man had lots of money, and he was able to buy more leather and to celebrate. And of course he went to bed and laid it out, and the pirates kept coming in and making the shoes, and because they kept waiting outside during the day, the shoes kept selling, and the old man's making lots of money. Well, finally the old man and his wife, they got a little curious as to what on earth was going on and where these shoes was coming from. So the next night, when they went to bed, they didn't really go to bed, they hid, and they waited until the pirates came smashing in through the last window that hadn't been broken yet. They still wouldn't try the door, I don't know why. And they started to cut out the slippers. And then the shoemaker's wife, she's looking and said, oh, look at that, oh, they're being so generous and helping us so, oh, I've got to do something for them. And so she went to bed, she's thinking, what do those pirates need? And of course she noticed they were just wearing rags and torn old shirts and stuff. So, oh, tomorrow I'll make them shirts. So off she went to buy some nice silk. All they had for sale was pink, but she thought that would do. And she spent the whole day sewing up nice pink shirts, and that night, instead of laying out the leather, they laid out the pink silk shirts there, and the pirates, they came smashing in, but they'd actually smashed through the windows, so they just kind of jumped in through the window frames there, and then they looked for the leather, and there's no leather here, but, oh, look at these shirts, oh, isn't these fine? Pink, oh, this would be wonderful, you know, pink, oh, my beard so nice, put little pink ribbons in the beard and everything, and, oh, it's nice and frilly here, and, oh, this is wonderful, and they don't dress them, but the pirate captain knew that meant they'd been discovered, and they'd best lay off of doing this before anyone called the police, so off they went. Now, the old man, he'd made enough money off of this that he was able to go back to work on his own and making his own shoes, and he didn't sell any more for like 5 gold pieces, no, but he did well enough. And the pirates, well, in the middle of the night, they built a wall in the back of the garden to muffle the sound so that the shoemaker wouldn't hear them when they're there digging up their treasure and doing their celebrating and stuff. And so he slept nice throughout the whole night. And I guess they all lived happily ever after that.